Why is this the most dangerous phase of a project? Pinky. And then I'm also going to pick up all these fish skeletons. Tens of thousands of kale seeds. Oh, hey buddy, hey. Settle down.
That's which was misty.
That's a beautiful duck. That's our first Muscovy this year. Welcome back to the Abundant Harvest Homestead. At the moment, I'm at the most dangerous phase of this project. And I'm going to share with you why here in a minute. If you hear the sheep, we got a bunch of the young ones. I don't know if you can see them here in the bushes. Yeah, what are you guys doing? You're working for me, aren't you? We've got a number of them in there under our elderberry bushes. So we got the elderberry bushes growing across here, but underneath there, all sorts of stuff has been filling in. So if I send the little sheep in there, they won't be able to rip a lot of the elderberry stuff down. They'll be cleaning up the underbrush, and that'll make it easier for us. Just a number of things growing from there, poison ivy, other stuff. And remember, if you got sheep or goats or stuff that'll eat poison ivy for you, that's a good thing. But remember, if they're out in those bushes rubbing their bodies around, and then you come and pet them or cuddle them later, there's a good chance you can pick up that urushiol off of the poison ivy that got onto the sheep and then put it onto your skin. So be wise about that. Just trying to have them work with the grounds here. And also last night while I was working, if you can see all these rocks here, a lot of those are new. The old ones stopped about here. And I want to, on each side of these fences, have a row of rocks like this. The reason being, I don't want the chickens and stuff digging and dust bathing and stuff where it makes a hole underneath any of these. So I'm going to continue to go, and some of them I just tossed out there when I was unloading the trailer. But I want to make all the way around everywhere here. You can see them. And then I'm also going to pick up all these fish skeletons. I got some trees to plant here that I'm going to use those for. But the goal is just to have every fence lined with rocks on each side. So pertaining to this though, why is this the most dangerous phase of a project? Well, last night I actually locked up my chickens in here. I love the way I do this stuff. I don't know if you just saw me, I just moved a kickstand. So when I open the door, I just spin this, and that keeps it open. I get ready to close them, I just put it upright and it closes. If you can hear in the background, little Chili Pepper's tired. And when I close that, see that? Just slam that shut. Clip that on there. It's locked for the night. Little handle I made off the land. But I love stuff like that. This is it took me a while to think of this and to figure this out, but once I did, I'm like, yeah, I'm totally doing it like that from now on. And last night, I actually had the chickens in here on their roosts for nighttime. So the chickens were all able, the ones that are designated for this pen, were all able to come into here and all hop up on their roosts and to be there overnight. Roosting places, a safe, secure door, safe, secure building, and that's why this is dangerous. At the point that I get something functional is often the point that I move on, and periodically I even get accused of, starting all these new projects when I didn't even finish old ones. At the moment, there's two things that must happen before I can progress with my lid, my roof for the root cellar, and I'm waiting for those things to happen. One, somebody has to come here. Another one, I have to go somewhere. Could both happen within the next week. I'm hoping sooner rather than later, but that is on pause for those reasons. I'm not just going to wing it myself when I'm dumping potentially hundreds of pounds of concrete into a root cellar. You know, it's supposed to be on there. I got to do this right. I need input from others, and I need assistance from others to accomplish this appropriately. Some of my other stuff, though, you know, I work on something for a bit, and then I move on. I lose interest. Once it gets functional, it seems like I can get by with it. And there's a saying that there's nothing as permanent as a temporary solution. That happens a lot to a lot of people. That's why I didn't come up with that. Other people did. But it happens. So here we actually put some, that's from mustard greens. When they went to seed, we took all those, the stems and the seed pods. We took all the seeds out. I got a great collection of the seeds for them from that year, from this year. And then rather than hay or straw or something, we threw that down there. So they'll be pooping. That'll help catch it. It'll be easier to remove with the manure and then to use it in our compost and stuff. But I want to get, obviously, all my tools out of here and put away. But I also got to get the nesting boxes set up. So that's my project. Once the nesting boxes are done, this place will pretty much be done, and then I can move on and have it be complete rather than just functional. That's where I'm trying to go. And then with uncertain events going on, meaning that I'm going to be gone probably for a couple days maybe. Who knows when it's going to rain again. I have over here is where I saved all my seeds for the mustard greens. Here I've got a bunch of coriander, the seeds from the cilantro ready to go. And then this a second ago was a giant pile of kale that had gone to seed. Right now, removed everything, all the rest of the kale stuff, anything that could be eaten I tossed into the chickens. I saved all the seeds that I could. I still got to sort through them. Gave it a layer of DE. I'm going to add a little bit of wood ash from our fireplace in there. I'm going to add a bit of rabbit manure, and then I'm going to add some compost to that and replant it. So that whole bed there was just a mess a second ago. I'll show you a quick picture. Yeah, and then what happens is our cow, who we want to have as a milk cow, is in heat. We don't have a bull. But last week we had some neighbors, some friends down the street roll by, and they said, hey, whenever you need that one to be bred, just drop her off. That doesn't always happen, guys. And this is the seeds I'll show you real quick. I'll show you this and I'll get back on subject. So in here, this is just tens of thousands of kale seeds. They just gotta be sorted through. So we like having a supply for years to come on hand, and then we've been offering them up in our Etsy shop too. This is the best kale for our area. It lasts through the winter. And after trying a pile of them, we decided that was the one for us. So that's the one we save seeds for and offer up. And Mama just got off the phone and said, hey, can we bring our cow over now? So what's that mean?
We're gonna go over and take our cow to get bred.
Yeah, we're gonna go take our cow to get bred, which when you use that vernacular around children, you gotta be careful, because then sometimes they're like, hey, where's Mom? And you go, well, she went to the store to get bread. And they're like, what? Like, no. B-R-E-A-D and B-R-E-D.
Two different
things. But that's homesteading education city kids don't really think about. You know, when their mom goes to the store to get bread, they don't consider she might come back pregnant because they ain't got no animals to get bread. So we're gonna run her over there now, and that means I'm making how many chicken nesting boxes right now?
Zero.
See, this is the most dangerous part of a project for me. This is the most dangerous part because it's functional. And when something gets functional, then I often do what?
I don't know.
Something else.
Something else? Oh, yeah. We were going to mention, though, as well, that we were thinking about doing AI for our cow.
Yes.
Now, we have an opportunity just to get her bred by the local bull.
Yeah, an AI,
What about
artificial insemination. Order some bull semen online, have it shipped to your vet, or get some really long gloves yourself, all that stuff. So now we're just doing it the natural way.
Yes.
I just gotta get a couple things in order, get the kayaks off that trailer, and we'll move forward from there.
I think Zenia's going to be happy about that.
We'll see.
our girl pups.
Do you remember when she was a baby?
I do.
Remember how little she
I
was?
fed her. She was tiny.
You bottle fed her. She was
She's all
tiny.
grown up now, pups.
Can you recover?
Where's the halter? She's not gonna get tied with this one.
Right. Guys, we need the halter and we're going to drop this gate.
Alright.
This thing don't really fit you. Hold her. She'll be more excited. She was like chocolate milk color when she was born.
You're right. She was dark when she was born.
I saw a picture of her and Red Pepper yesterday. We were looking at it.
Aw, hey, Bubba.
Can she get something else? Oh, there's her lead rope. Down there. Okay, yeah, that'll fit through there better.
Nice. You unloading the feed, son?
Huh?
You unloading the feed?
Yeah.
You getting it?
Yeah.
Good. We use the bottom of shopping carts a lot to move stuff because they were a good resource we had. Yeah, I guess so. You might see we have just a regular trailer and I have a cattle panel looped on it. If we were heading down real roads, traveling real speed limits, I would borrow a cattle trailer from the neighbors. I have that available. Howsoever, we're not heading that far. We're not heading that fast. We don't need to do that right now, so this is just quicker and easier for us. This is what we're doing. In case you're wondering, that's why, that's how. Well, I'm gonna continue with my distractions and get on down the road. So much for chicken progress. I told you it was dangerous. I did not even expect this. I wasn't surprised by the seed saving, but I did not expect this. And I'll have you note, I've got a ratchet strap just tying the bottom of the front to the thing. I've got 2 carabiners on each side, clipping it to here, and we have her head secured in the middle with enough slack that she can move side to side, you know, and not bash her head against it, but tight enough that she's not gonna jump up and over and hang herself or something like that. She's a pretty calm cow. She's done well in other trailers before, so not expecting any issues, but I know sometimes people wonder like, hey, wait a minute. So, yeah, that's that. Pinky, what do you got?
I have a black rat snake.
A black rat snake? Where'd you get that?
I got it in one of our houses. It was eating some eggs that one of our birds was sitting on.
Wow, did you see that? It just reached up to your hand with its open mouth. It kind of almost gave you a nip and decided against it. Because you're being non-threatening. Just watch your face. So it actually had an egg in its mouth, right?
Yes, sir.
And how many eggs were in the pile that the hen was sitting on?
I don't know, maybe 8.
Yeah, like 8 or 9, right?
Yeah.
And it had one in its mouth?
Mm-hmm.
So what did you do?
I kind of put a little pressure on its head with my foot, and then it spit it out.
What was that?
I put some pressure on its head with my foot, and it spit the egg out.
Wow, and it didn't have any inside. I don't see anything crushed inside it, huh?
No, sir.
Wow, was the egg intact still then? Or was it cracked?
It wasn't cracked.
Wow, so she still gets it. We actually just had a friend, actually 2 different friends, who found some of these. One, they had a bunch of eggs that were just about to hatch. And a black rat snake came in and ate a number of the eggs. Another one, I forget, it was by them or eating them or something. But yeah, and both of those friends, even though they're my friends, they killed the snake each time. Now this one is not one of the ones we just let go. Remember we just let go 3? Whoa, hey buddy, hey. Settle down. We just let go 3 of these. This is not one of those. They didn't make it back, but this one's also going to be relocated rather than killed. Thank you. So you said it's actually longer than you, huh?
If it gets all the way.
If it gets all the way long? Wow, guys, check that out. And I mean, cool snakes are just doing what they're supposed to do. They eat eggs, they eat rats, they eat birds, they eat stuff like that. You know, they're not doing anything necessarily wrong. With animal stuff, you can see I'm working on a chicken pen right now. If I wanted to make sure no hen ever had her eggs stolen, or any of the eggs we were going to eat never, you know, got eaten by a snake, or none of our little stuff, there's one way to do that. I'll show you on my quail pen. But pretty much anytime you've got wire, you know, 4x4 wire, 2x4 wire, chicken wire, any of that, these snakes can crawl through. They can slither through real easy. He's coming across my head now.
Trying to go in the trees.
And the way to do it then, you know, I'll come over here for a minute. If you look, this is chicken wire. See the size of that hole? They can easily go through there. Can you take that off my head? Ah, they got a good belly grip too. They can slide through all of that stuff. So here, like on my quail thing, this is secure. I don't have to worry about any of my quail getting eaten by a snake, because snakes can't get in here. Everything is solid, and then we have the 1/2-inch hardware cloth on the sides. See that latch there? Yeah, that's one of the good ones. And then on the bottom, we've got 1/4-inch hardware cloth. So everything is covered in hardware cloth. Any of the open sides, I love these latches, by the way. It's my favorite design of anything I've made. Anything on the sides, hardware cloth. On the top, hardware cloth. If I use chicken wire, yeah, it would keep the quail in, and eggs might roll out, but snakes could definitely get in. So if you're really concerned about having one of those creatures show up in your place, hardware cloth is the way to go. Solid, and anywhere you got breathable, hardware cloth. Now that one there, how many? Probably like a 5-footer, huh? Yeah, see? And they are defensive. It will defend itself if it feels threatened. So that's why it spins around and opens its mouth at her. But if you notice now, it's calm. I could even stick my hand up, see that? It sees that at first, sees it as a threat, but once I don't really do anything, now look. You know, now it just uses me to climb on. And this one has a beautiful pattern. Normally when they're this big, you don't have this much pattern being shown. And if you look at the bottom too, it's very iridescent, which tells us what?
That's fresh shed.
Yeah, it was just freshly shed. So it's a very, very beautiful specimen. A decent sized snake. As anytime, you know, they can bite. If you get bit by a non-venomous snake, just wash your hands, take care of the wounds, make sure it's clean. But it's not a life-threatening situation for anyone. And the only things that could even kill would be our young stuff. Any of our young poultry, it could eat the eggs, and actually young rabbits. It could eat too. A full-grown rabbit, while it could kill it, I don't think it would, because there's no purpose, because it can't swallow that. But speaking of young things, what do you know?
Baby duckling hatched this morning.
A baby duckling hatched this morning. Can you show me?
Yes.
These distractions also take up out of my day. The kids had an accurate ID on that black rat snake. They told me about it. I was busy, so I said, look, if that's what it is, that's what you're dealing with. Multiple of you guys confirmed that this is 100% what it is. feel free to capture it. Pinky had already stopped it from eating eggs, so we didn't lose any while they waited. But accurate IDs when dealing with snakes is super important. And now I gotta check this out while I'm trying to finish projects. I got stuff I'm working on. So here's where some Muscovy ducks are sitting. And what's going on? That's the daddy.
Yeah.
And there's one in there? Oh, there's two of them in there. They were fighting earlier. Those two ducks.
Oh.
I saw them out here fighting.
Alright, can we see your cute baby? Don't bite me.
Is it still under there? Is it still alive?
Let me move you. Oh.
What?
Where is it?
I have no idea. I wasn't here.
It's okay, it's okay. It's okay.
It was in that nesting box earlier?
Yeah.
It's not there now?
No. Here. Did you take it? She was taking it. Let me see.
There's one. She made her nest under there?
Yes, sir.
Ay, ay, ay. Here's some of the nesting boxes I made for the ducks, and I made them for a specific reason. Just because of how they like stuff. Oh, so that one adopted it now. Wow.
Her eggs aren't gonna hatch it, so I have to take it away from her though.
Okay.
Back to its home.
Aww.
It looks like Fuzzbug, which was Misty.
That's a beautiful duck.
From last
That's
year.
our first Muscovy this year. Wow.
Yep, this is it. So, sorry,
Cool.
Fluffy, you can't have the baby.
Can I see it again?
It's someone else's baby.
I got knocked on that
Has a
poop behind you.
pink beak.
With those chickens roosting up there, they poop on that ledge. Oh yeah, it does. Let's see. There you go. How are you? I don't know. If you guys got a good name for a baby duck, first one of the year, feel free to let us know because we don't have a name for it yet. Do we?
No, sir.
No, not yet. Okay.
Its mom was so cute with it.
Wow, well, I gotta get back to work on making nesting boxes for the actual chickens in my new pen. And that's actually gonna be for guineas eventually too, I think. I don't know, I'll figure it out. Thank you, Pinky. Thanks so much for sharing that with us. And for letting me know. I don't keep as close an eye on these creatures as my children do. So they're usually the ones notifying us of things and making sure things are going well, making sure moms are sitting on their nests and things like that. And we like it when the animals do this for us, because if we had that one in the incubator, it'd be a lot more effort for us. If we just give it to the moms and let them do what they do naturally, that's better. It works out better, works quicker, and we'll have to watch for snakes, because snakes would eat that. Y'all don't really think that's how the video's gonna kind of play out, huh? Where I say it's dangerous, because now I might never finish it, and then I just have a video where I get distracted the rest of the time. Yeah, no, we're gonna do it. We're gonna finish it right now. And I'm gonna at least have a series of nesting boxes built for them. And then from there, I can call it, you know, I did inside there what I wanted to. And I'll finish up the other things afterwards. Oh, here's one for you guys too. I guess there's 3, I only saw 1. Monster Truck said there's 3. But look at this, okay, we got the natural wild passion flowers from in the area. And they are hard at work making the passion fruit. You guys see that in my hand? Oh, we're gonna have so many of them. Lord willing, again. Last year there would be, oh, here's a baby. I guess I do see another one. A little baby one in my hand there. But last year there was hundreds hanging on some of these archways. And all we do is we just provide a place for the natural native species, which are growing all over there, to exist. I'm gonna use this as a top because even though there's no roosts above this thing, chickens will climb on top of it and they will poop on it. So even though they won't be like, you know, on a roost above it dropping manure on it, they will poop on it because they're chickens and that's what they do. So we're gonna use that as a top. I got everything else over here. And I wanted to get all this stuff cleaned up before the weekend too. Oh man, this is a fast week. I remember I was trying to get this thing done by last Friday. Now it's a week later. That's not too impressive. Let's go. Looks like rain might be coming too, so that's added incentive. Well guys, there it is. It's a 5 wide nesting box. Made it myself. Made out of inch oak, so it's kind of heavy. It's got an open bottom. I'm going to put straw inside each of those. It's got a front lip to help contain the straw. If I didn't have this front lip across here, the chickens would go in there, they'd scratch out all the straw. There wouldn't be any bedding for their nesting box anymore. Wouldn't work as well. They are pretty much about 12 inches tall. Are they like 16 deep? They're pretty much just over a cubic foot. If you look at the size of a chicken, and sizes of chickens vary, our chickens vary. So the one on the end is probably the closest, like a cubic foot. Some of these other ones are more like almost 14 inches wide, about a foot tall, almost 16 inches deep. Stuff like that. We got a variety of size chickens. This seems to be something that they like. These are the materials I had on hand, okay? Just a couple dollars worth of inch oak I got directly from the sawmill. If you didn't see the video on how to save a bunch by going directly to the sawmill, it's one way I like to save a bunch on lumber, especially for projects like this. The extra roofing tin, just a thin strip. And I mean, even it was a little bit short because I decided to go 5 foot 8 inches long. I got all those dividers. You subtract out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 inches off of there. So, you know, then it's only 5 foot 2 inches worth of actual space divided by 5 boxes. So I needed to add a short section on here. I even cut off the extra rather than overlapping because this could come in handy for something else. But now Monster Truck is getting me some straw. I'm going to put it in there against the edge. They're going to have nesting boxes inside their area. That's going to be good. They also do have some outside nesting boxes. So if they want to lay out here, they can. The girls collect stuff, well, Monster Truck too, but the children collect stuff on a daily basis of the eggs. We put them to use. We've been water glassing some, been pickling some, been eating a lot. Get a lot of eggs right now, and that's definitely good. But I made it past that kind of most difficult part. the most dangerous part of a project. I made it past functional and got it to where it's complete now. Everything I wanted in there is gonna be in there. I may add a front porch. I definitely want to lean to off the side. I want to put a gutter on the back with a water catchment system that leads into a rain storage barrel that has a faucet that you can fill the drinking thing right from it. I want to work on all that. That's future stuff. This part of the project I can now call complete. I've succeeded at all. I'm just gonna stuff this in there, go check where Monster Truck is, and call it a success. And it just started raining. I thought it was coming. I succeeded just in time. I gotta clean up my mess quick before it downpours. Over time, if I want to, I could also build another one and set it on top. I have it so it's removable. You know, it's not attached to anything. If I add one to the top, I might screw it into those running boards, you know, those cross boards right there and there, just to make sure it stays on top. But this is heavy enough. It's good enough. I'm just gonna leave it as is. And if we get some like mice in here or something like that, I'm gonna want to be able to pull that back from the wall to inspect behind there. So I'm just gonna leave it as is. Add the rest of it in there because they'll kick some out, son. But here we go. It looks good. What do you think, son?
I think it'll look awesome.
You think that looks really good?
Yeah.
I do. And again, you know, you can look up online probably and find specifics of what people recommend for sizes of stuff. It's just by my experience, this is about the size they like, but each chicken varies. And even if you had them all the same size, you'll realize probably they all lay in 1 or 2 nesting boxes anyway sometimes, where somehow they pick their favorites even when they're all the same. You want to help me clean this up before this rain starts? I see the sun shining, but we still got storm clouds above us. So, yeah. All right, guys, pop out.
Monster Truck out. Thank you for watching. And